Today's video, we are doing the 6-inch cutout that we're going to put glass and resin in, and I'm using resin tape for the first time. Now, it's only 5 inches wide, so you're going to have to overlap it. I did cut it down to size for this cutout. It was smaller, so I thought, oh, I would try the resin tape for this. I had never tried the resin tape. It worked out pretty good. You do have to overlap it, and then I just used a plate to help press down the resin tape onto the back of this wood cutout. Now, if you want to do a front and back of the cutout with painting it, don't put your back on yet. Do both sides. For this one, I'm using an acrylic marker from Shuttle Art. It's in a really fun clear case, and I really like these markers. I use them quite a lot in my crafting and painting, and maybe you can check them out too and see if they interest you. They are acrylic paint brush markers, so they have really good coverage, and you obviously see how easy they are to use. And so now the whole outline is done. And so we're going to start filling this with glass. I'm using the royal blue to fill in the outline of this in the top portion. And then we're going to do our flower in white. And then the center of our flower is going to be in a yellow color. And I believe it's called Golden Honey. I think it's called Golden Honey. This is royal blue. And then the white is called Snow Cap. And we have crushed glass in my shop. We don't have resin yet, but we're working on that. So I just wanted to show you, it's super easy to do. You just pour your glass in. I'm using some tweezers to push it around into the little crevices, well, those little pointed areas. And I was pointing, you can see where it gets kind of skinny there, and just use some tweezers to place your glass in there, and it'll fill in that opening. But once you pour your resin in, it'll also help push that glass into those little areas too. So go all the way around with the colors that you love. And again, you can get these in 6-inch and 12-inch sizes. We do have bulk packs of these wood cutouts, and those are great for classes and workshops. So if you love faux stained glass or sun catchers, these might be a really fun craft for you. So this is, again, the 6-inch smaller size, and they're really fun, super easy to do. And they're just really cute, and you can add a chain to them and hang them in your windows or wherever you like. But this is the white glass, and I'm just pouring it in. I'm actually getting a lot better and trying not to get this everywhere. So I'm just using my fingers. Before I was using gloves. You should use gloves. This is crushed glass, and it can cut you, and our glass is also recycled. So go around the entire thing, push it in. You can fill it to the top. You can do a very little bit of glass, depends on the look that you're going for. And then just make sure that when you do put your glass in, that you try to keep it kind of level and balanced in all the little openings. That way you don't have more in this one, less in this one. It'll look a little bit more uniform. Now on this one, I made a huge mistake by using my heat tool to try to dry the bubble, not try to dry the bubbles, but try to pop some of the bubbles on this. And let me tell you something, I don't even know what I was thinking. I blew that resin everywhere and it just leaked right off the edges. It was easy to clean up, but I just wanted to tell you, listen, be careful when you're using those heat tools that are blowing, and it might go over the edge, because I didn't realize that can happen. So I'm using the KHKD resin. I really actually like this resin. It's really easy to work with, and I don't have as many bubbles. I still feel like I have a lot of bubbles, but I've been using the alcohol. I've been using the heat. I really probably need to get a torch to help do this, but it is what it is. I'm using what I got on hand. So the one thing I will tell you is this: when you are using a heat tool with high heat, your resin, your backer, your sticky back to hold all the stuff in, can heat up, warp, and melt and start to buckle and create some waves. So be really careful about that. But this is what it looks like. I've mixed up my resin. You're going to use equal parts, and then I'm just using a popsicle stick to drizzle it all over the place. Now, I like to cover the wood frame with the resin. Some people may not like to do that, but I like to do that. And I had a little piece of colored glass in my other color, so I was just picking it out as I went through. And you're just going to drizzle and fill in all the openings, and then just be really careful, like I said. I've learned that resin will travel a path, and so once it went off the edge, I didn't know to clean up that edge to stop it from running off. I just was trying to clean it up off of the resin tape. It didn't work. It just kept running off, but in the end it worked out fine, and you'll see a final picture of it when you get through this part of the video. And so all I'm going to do is drizzle this in, let it cure. I let this cure about 8 hours. It was still kind of flexible when I pulled off the resin tape, because I wanted to cut off all that excess resin that ran off. And I didn't use all of this mixture. I had a little bit left over, but if you're experienced in resin, you probably know how to mix equal, the exact amount. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm learning. So just keep drizzling it all over. And then once you kind of get to the end, you're going to take a paintbrush if you decide to do this and go all the way around the edges just to coat it. If not, just fill in those openings. And I had a hard time getting the resin to kind of go in and around the glass part. So I used this little tool that I got. I don't even know where I got that at, but I just used it to kind of like poke the resin into the corners. That was the most noticeable part where I didn't see the resin going in, was in the corner areas. So then I decided I was going to finish coating the little spots where the resin started to sink in to the glass and level itself out. And I just wanted to like top it off. Now, I feel like I did overfill this. I could have used less and probably have done better, but we all learn somewhere. So this is a like a smaller project. If you like the larger size sun catchers that I've been doing, we have all of the designs in a 6-inch version and a 12-inch version. And then we have crushed glass. We just added some chunky glass to the shop. But you're about to see here in a few minutes is the resin start to run off of the edges. And I was so nervous because I didn't think that this was going to work out very good in the end. Once resin gets hard, it's really hard to work with. But it ended up working out pretty good when you don't let it cure all the way. So I'm just poking all the little air out that I can. And then I'm going to finish this off with some heat and some alcohol. And we're going to see what the end result looks like here in just a few minutes. And it's so pretty. I love how the light passes through these. It's really hard to see that the light passes through when it's sitting like on this dark surface or has that backer on it, but it really does pass through so pretty. The light is so, it's not like a crystal clear because it's colored glass, but you can see that the glass is transparent and you can see through the different colors. It's just really, really pretty. But you can see right there at the top of that heart, the resin was coming off the edge. I thought it was coming underneath. I thought it was leaking from underneath, but it wasn't. That heat tool just started blowing all that resin over the edge, and it was just a mess. So I'm at the point now of just trying to do cleanup. And I'm like just learning like everyone else does. I learn. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to figure out what to do. And you can see now I'm just like, okay, now all that stuff is just blown off the edge. I better try to even it out. But this is the up close. It leaked everywhere. And it is what it is. It really is about trial and error. So I've learned a lot, trying it, figuring it out. So this one right here, I think what I would do different is use the paper backing tape and not use the tool that I was using to pop the air bubbles, and I probably would have got better results. But this is what it looks like in the end. I hope you love this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you check out our wood cutouts and our glass, and I'll see you next time.